without laughing. Alright, welcome to Kittens Hot Rod Garage. What we got going for today, we finished up the Corvette, got the custom wires ran, new distributor, fixed a coolant leak, fuel leak, little odd and end things on that. But we're not a mechanic shop, we're just a restoration shop. It's got some bed liner under there for undercoat.
Give me
a lot more durable than the factory stuff.
See right there, I'm gonna try something. You got this new kit. Oh, that's so cool.
Zooming in on my nose hairs.
Oh, you're good.
I got a call today. My telephone's ringing. Message from my baby. She called to say she's missing all my kissing and loving on her baby. So come on home, I'm on my way.
Good thing about sandblasting these cars, you couldn't really see any of these holes or anything. Before it was sandblasted, it was covered with just loose rust. So after we got it blasted, we noticed we had to put a trunk pan in here, and we're gonna have to fix this little part right here, which we could not see until it was sandblasted. That's why sandblasting is so good. We've got some previous damage right here. You can see the trunk pan is wrinkled up. There's some Bondo here in this rear. Like I said, that's where the damage is, where it apparently got hit in the rear end at some time in its life. And somebody covered it up. They band-aided it and just went over the top of it and made it look like it was fixed. But as you can clearly see, it is not fixed. We're trying to find a new part for it. We're having a hard time. We're also looking for a roof for a 67 Coronet. When the blaster was here, we just had to go around the edges so it would show where our trouble spots were. And it just ain't worth fixing something like that. I mean, there ain't no fixing nothing like this. It's just gone. When it's into the molecules of the metal, it's just done. All you can do is replace it. You'll never get it to stop. So, yeah, Davey came out. He's the one that sandblasted it all. Like we said before, we weren't going to sandblast the quarter panels just because we wanted to prevent the heat and the warpage from it. You can turn the sandblaster down low, go slow, and move around a lot, but there's still a chance on a big panel that it's going to warp. So we wanted the least amount of warpage as possible, so I just stripped it down with Bondo hogs, 36 grit. As you can see, all the undercoating is gone. Thank God. It started raining when Davey was here, so he had to stop, and that's why this part didn't get blasted. This is where he stopped at. He made it all the way to that point. Pretty sure he's going to come back and blast the floor too. So other than that, we're just waiting on parts to get this one going. The first thing we'll do is cut that bucket out back there, the taillight bucket. We'll cut that out, weld the new one in, make sure everything's lined up right. Then we'll cut this roof off and weld the new one on. Seal her up, she'll be good to go.
What's going on? The roof on this car, when I looked it up, they make them for 68 to 70 B bodies, which a Coronet is a B body. But it's also a 67, and they don't make a roof for it. So I found one in Pennsylvania. So probably Friday I'm leaving from Pennsylvania to go pick up a roof for this car. In the trip to Pennsylvania, I also have to go to New Jersey for something that I'm keeping under wraps for right now. We'll get to that part. There's a lot of exciting developments, but if I was to lay them all out and tell you what they all were, and then one of them didn't take place, the whole thing falls down like a house of cards. Not this, but the project that I'm working on. So I don't know how Matt described all this to you, but he came to me and he says, "Hey, I'm a little uncomfortable on the camera still. You might want to redo that." So anyway, this is Zach's 88 GMC. We sandblasted the whole bottom of the truck, and then we put, it's called Raptor, it's like a rhino liner that we put on the bottom of it. This is not something that I do on a restoration so much as this is going to be street driven all the time. So we're just getting, start everything neat and clean. And he can get up under there at the car wash with a pressure hose and wash it off, do whatever he wants to do. The high-end stuff will be painted along with the car. This one didn't necessarily need that level because we're going to such a level with the drivetrain that this under here, that's fine. It's all apart, we've got that, now we'll cover that so we don't get any schmutz on it when we're doing the body work and whatnot, and then paint the truck, take it off. The truck will be painted black cherry, it's going to be beautiful, the bottom's all beautiful, the chassis is going to be brand new. It's going to be quite a truck. We did not go to the car show Sunday with the Corvair because we had the threat of rain and also had to do a little bit more sandblasting on Sydney's 67 Coronet. But we did manage to go through and walk through it and take a look at some of the cars. And, there were some nice ones, there were some not so nice, but that's a car show. You can go on my Facebook, which is facebook.com/Bennett's Hot Rods, and there's a Facebook Live on there. We're just walking around pointing out some of the good and bad on these cars. I lose track of what day it is. I don't ever really know what day it is. It doesn't really matter what day it is because I'm here all 7 of them. But I'm trying to make a nice spot for the guys hang out and have lunch and stuff. So we got the floor painted, and then I walked in here with dirty shoes, so now I got to clean the floor. But we'll start putting stuff back in, doing the walls, just making it nice. Behind the scenes, Joe bought 2 pool tables, so we're going Saturday to pick up the pool table. So next time you see the break room, we'll have a pool table. I had a little surprise this morning when I got here. Some of you knew this was happening, but let's take a look over here. Thelma done had her babies. We got 6 kittens there, all couple of one kind, couple of another kind, and then an orange one. Her mother was orange, but it's just weird how they do that. But for all the ladies in our audience, we're giving away free kittens. So give us a call or shout out on YouTube or Facebook or what have you, and we'll have more pictures of them coming up as they get a little spunkier. And you can pick which one you want. I'll hold it for you. Come get it. I was only kidding in the last video when I said I could mail them to you. I can't mail them to you. I talked with the post office and they said no. So we're not going to mail them. But that's, that's something completely different from what we normally do. Is now we're a cat farm. And her sister's pregnant too. So if you miss one of these, there'll probably be 14 more. So my wife said, what are you going to do with 14 cats down there? I said, I don't know. Got our hallway TV installed so we can watch TV as we pass through the hallway. But, I had a little rant about tool trucks and tool guys here a couple videos back. What's really nice is when they come in and they actually have something with them and offer you something that gets you out of some particular bind. They brought me this. All the trouble we went through to get the undercoating off of the Coronet and things like that. If you look at the Porsche, this is about 5 minutes worth of work with this unit right here, which, they made me, I think Thursday. If the truck comes back, I have to go on. They're going to remove a kidney, and that's basically what I paid for this. But it works, and it saved a lot of time between having to buy all this stuff that we used on the Coronet and Bobby's time and making a giant mess. This stuff works really good. It's all smooth. I mean, all the undercoating's off it. I'll probably still have this sandblasted just to give it that surface for when we go to work on it. Of course, anything you see with rust, here, it's leaving. We're going to get rid of the rust. But they were insane putting these cars together. Let's go around the other side. I want to show you something real quick. All of the welds that put this car together. I mean, there are so many, and they're about 1/4 to 1/2 inch apart, whereas a domestic car, you're going to get one spot weld every few inches, where Porsche was like, no, we're going to make it solid. Kind of beyond overkill, but these cars were meant to be driven and driven hard, so they want, being a unibody car, again, no frame, everything's got to be fairly solid, and it is. Yeah, that's coming along good. I'm happy with that. Got this car in yesterday. This is another customer build that we're doing some of the dirty work for. It's a 57 Chevy. He's had it forever. Apparently the car was drag raced at one point in his life, and if you come and look in here, it's like Bobby said, somebody quilted the floor. They patched in a bunch of places where it was rusty, and he decided he didn't want that anymore, so he brings it in for us to do a firewall, which in one day these guys got a firewall in the car, and then the big floor pan, that's the next thing that goes in it.
I got a call today. Well, my telephone was ringing, a message from my baby. She called.
Not the easiest project in the world, but it's not as daunting as it would seem. And, you know, as we go along, we'll probably have some of that floor cut out today. We'll show you what is involved in putting the floor in the car. This floor goes in from the bottom, whereas the Mustang could set in from the top. This one can't set in from the top because it includes all the floor supports that get welded to the inner rocker. So this has to go in from underneath. But they'll get that figured out, I'm sure. Oh, things here at the shop are getting to where I had envisioned when I first walked in here and looked at this place. That looked like it was at the point where it needed to be condemned, but the bones were there, so we got it fixed up, you know, inside. We can actually work. I haven't fully set everything up yet because we still don't have the paint booth. Once we get the paint booth, once it's set up, then we can go ahead and do our shelving and whatever we got to do. But in the meantime, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vehicles in here that we're working on. 8. We've got 8 in here, and if I was a little more diligent with putting stuff away, we'd be, you know, it'd be a little more fluid in here. Once we get the paint booth up, that's a major thing. So we'll have some video of that coming up shortly. We'll get that delivered, and then we'll probably spend 4 or 5 days putting it together, which that should be fun to watch. One of us will fall and get hurt.
Give an update on the paint booth. Where you at with that?
There is no update on the paint booth right now.
Okay.
Yep. It's a financial thing. That means I'm poor. Okay. When I can get the freaking booth, Dan, I'll get the booth. Okay. But we're at the point. Sorry. That's okay. We're at the point right now where we really need it. When I first came in here, I put the paint booth on the back burner because we had so much metal work to do. These guys are blazing through this metal work. I mean, getting it done right now. We got the parts we needed in for the Porsche, so we'll be back on that. But again, the Chevy came in, and I figured that's, you know, a 2 or 3 day thing. We can bang that out of here and get it out, which helps me pay these guys. Thanks everybody for bearing with us through the growing pains. Still trying to give you some content and show you some of the things that are going on down here, but got off track a little bit last week with timing on videos and things like that. But just understand it's not easy building a shop while you're working in the shop. So not only are these cars getting done, but I'm down here 7 days a week doing something. And I started gutting a bathroom today. I'm going to redo a bathroom. It's like, really? Okay. You know, I really sincerely hope you guys are all enjoying this. If there's anything you want to see, feel free to let us know. The comments are outstanding. I try and answer them as quickly as I can. But again, keep in mind, I got a whole bunch of stuff to do. But thanks again, you know, for bearing with us through the growing pains. And it's going to be a lot of fun once it gets going. I have a huge deal in the works, which thankfully doesn't require any cash, just some labor. There's Bobby and Matt and apprentice Austin. all in here. Behind the scenes Joe is not here. He's behind the scenes somewhere. We got Dan doing the videos. It's a good group. We got a good group of people here. What we're trying to do and show is they all like doing it. They all like showing it, and we have a good time, and that's it. The thing is that, like Dan actually works. He has a job that's his own, but he's got to put time into that, so he can't necessarily be here throughout the whole project, which would be awesome. And once I'm a billionaire, I'm just going to set him up with his own production company and they can hang out down here. But that probably isn't ever going to happen, so don't hold your breath. Starting next week, we're really going to try for at least 2, possibly 3 videos a week. I know some of you had said, I love watching it, I love the information, stuff like that. I just wish you'd post more often. There's a little bit of constraint there. We can't. It really doesn't work. If we want to keep the quality of the videos up, I mean, I could run around here with my cell phone and go, yeah, there's Bobby, there's Matt, and all this. It's going to be kind of a janky video. So I like the way that Dan does it. The production value of it's super. It looks great. I go home and I put it on my big TV from YouTube. I got a smart TV, but I'll watch it like I'm watching a TV show. And the cool thing about it is it's not a bunch of BS. It's what actually takes place. I'll take you in the office and show you, I got to pay an electric bill. I got to pay a water bill. I got to, this is the real world, and nobody's cutting me a check. This is, every penny that I make in this shop goes right back into this shop. So I'm not out buying yachts and things like that because I can't yet. Got a lot of help with friends and friends' kids and the guys that work for me and stuff. We're pulling it off. We've turned what has been my hobby for decades into about to thrive business. Thanks for your likes and your feedback, your input, your comments, everything. We try as quickly as possible to get there and answer your questions and respond directly to you through the channel. Some of you have already contacted me about doing cars. I had a couple from Canada that have a car that they said they're going to darken my doorstep and bring it down here. You can't darken my doorstep with a car. It's just going to make it lighter. Local people who know I've already done this and know the quality of the work that we put out are now seeing a big ramp up in production and speed. So that's something we want to get out there, that we're not playing. You get it in here, get it done, get it out. See you in the next one.